Hi guys, Luca here from Sabre Airsoft, and today we're looking at some leaky mags. So I just got back from a long weekend of Airsoft, big car boot event, big car boot charity event down at Dragonfire Airsoft, the Outpost in South Wales, and I got some goodies, but I've also got some more work, which is always nice. So I've got these free mags here from two different customers. This one just came to me today. This one was yesterday. Leaking pretty much all from the bottom in some capacity, I think. I can't quite remember. But we're going to go through on how you can quickly and easily fix them. I did not have the tools on me to fix them down on site. But I did get some stickers. There was a guy dressed up as a helldiver. Look at that! It was great. He actually ran down the site with a speaker attached to his back playing glorious Managed Democracy songs. It was actually quite funny. So, we'll start with the high kappa mag first. I believe this one was leaking from possibly the base plate. I can already tell I'm not going to like this mag because that is a really, really deep well down in this base plate to get to that. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these BBs. If you are storing a mag, don't leave it full of ammo because it's going to just wear down the spring a lot quicker than if it was just normal use. Getting them out is nice and easy. You can use a key, you can use, actually I wouldn't recommend using a key, you might damage the feed lips or follower, but you can use an unjamming rod as well, that works just as well. This is just something that I printed because it's nice and easy to use. Get rid of those, they can go away. Okay. So let's first figure out where the leak was. Let's get some gas. Oh yeah, I remember this one now. Of course. Oh no, I can hear it now. There's a leak at the bottom. It sounds like it's coming out from the fill valve. Not sure if that'll come out in the recording. Oh, no. Yes. Base plate. I think it's a base plate because if I shake it, it gets worse. Okay. So first things first, we're going to remove this base plate. To do that, I'm just going to get an Allen key. Probably be easier. I'm going to lose an Allen key. There it is. What I need to do is there's a... Might be able to see it better on these. No, maybe I'll just grab a different mag to show. On the bottom of these mags, usually there's something like this, which just sits at the bottom. Usually it's captured, not always. Sometimes they like to fly out. But you need to depress this usually to pull off the base plate. Hence, Allen key. Nearly said screwdriver. Depress it until you can move the base plate, and then you should be able to just pull it off. When doing this, be careful. As I say, some of them are not retained. This one is. And if it's not retained, that'll come flying out. So now we've got that off, we'll give it another test. Yeah, that fill valve is not great. I'm just listening. It does sound like it's coming from the fill valve. Ah, no, never mind, I can feel it. In fact, we can see it. See there? That little shiny spot there? That's one spot that's coming out. Yeah, I can feel it coming out as well when I turn it over. So, it's a base plate job. I'm going to work on the assumption that the fill valve is okay for now. So to get this one off, I'm going to have to get a screwdriver. What kind? It's Phillips. It's a bit of a beefy one, so let's have a look and try that one. Perfect. Pull that off. Just in case there is a little bit of gas still inside, I would advise just holding on to the base plate. go. Big screw with, oh, of course that happens. Big screw with a O-ring on the end. Should be okay. I'll pop that to one side. Let's have a look at this. So it looks like someone has tried putting some grease or something on here in an attempt to fix that, and it's not worked. Get our trusty dirty rag. That all cleaned off so we can inspect the O-ring. Okay, so the O-ring looks like it's okay. I can't see any obvious damage, which is a good start. So we'll get some silicone grease. As I say, as much as I'm a big proponent of super lube, silicone grease I find works better with the O-rings. I think it's works better because it's thicker until it warms up. A lot more viscous. This does not feel like the stuff that was already on there. It feels like they might have had some kind of a motor lubricant on there. I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest. But I'm being very liberal around the O-ring, and sometimes that will just fill in and help complete the seal. So we'll give that a try. Can't believe I forgot about the spring coming out. I should have expected that. Oh well. As my mother-in-law would say, oh well. I'll try and see if that works. Sometimes it's you'll get a leaky mag just out straight out of the box when you buy a gun. It's not always the case that it's your fault. Sometimes you do just get lemons, as they're known. Right, there we go. I'm not wrenching that. It made it look like I was, but I wasn't putting that much pressure on it. We are still leaking, aren't we? Yeah, still leaking just out of this corner here, all along the base plate. So try cranking it a little bit more. Nope. Okay, so it's going to be replace the O-ring time, I think. Longest screw ever. Pull that out. Remember that there's a spring there this time. So in cases like this where the O-ring that's already on there doesn't seem to be doing the job, I tend to go for a thicker one. Because it might be that it's just not quite thick enough. Someone might have tried to replace it in the past and just used the wrong one. Let's have a go here. We need spudgers. Try and get that off without breaking it. Now, I know that's a square O-ring, but believe it or not, you can use circular ones. Sometimes that's better. Not always, just sometimes. Let's have a look. Similar thickness. And that is a 2mm. So let's have a look at the 2.5. Let's give it 2.5 a try. It's not a huge leak, so that looks better to me. Definitely looks better. Brush, brush, brush. There we are. I'm not even going to bother trying with it dry. I am just going to put some silicone grease on there. These are just nitrile O-rings. You can get them on Amazon. Quite cheap. I think they're about a tenner for this box. And they come in handy a lot of the time. Right, try number 2. Just clear that off a bit, actually. That's not on there properly. Come on. Come on, Mr. Spring. That's better. So yeah, I can already tell this should... It's going to take a bit more compression, but it should be better. Failing that, we'll swap back to a 2mm, maybe... No, we'll try this. I'm sure this will work. If it doesn't, then yeah, we're going to have to stick with a 2mm thick one. Okay, we've got compression. Try and fill. Do not like this fill valve. We've definitely got gas in there. And no leak. Yep, there we go. That is a leak fixed. I'm just going to leave that gas in there because that will help maintain the seals. Let's get this back on. Getting it on is easier than getting it off. Usually. If it gets stuck halfway like this, it's probably popped itself through this hole here. Yeah, looks like. So you just need to depress it. Get it back. Oh, come on. Why are you not popping in your hole? It's not plain wool. Come on. I don't think this is the original base plate, you know. Okay, I'll come back to that, putting that base plate back on. But that mag is no longer leaking. Next mag, get rid of that O-ring. This one is, I think this is a Novrich for the, oh, that's an empty can, for the SSX 23. Or Mark 23 for the rest of us, because it is effectively a Mark 23. Oh, ew! Yeah, that's a spicy leak. That's a base plate again, I think. Yeah, it's coming out the back here. And in fact, if you look real close, you can see that there's a gap, which is a good indicator. Okay, excellent. Let's do this one then. Don't need a screwdriver for this one. This one is a bit more annoying as we need to punch out these 2 pins just here. It looks like that might have happened before because they are not seated flush. Just going to put my thumb on the bottom here in case it wants to fly, as sometimes happens. Okay, that's 2 pins, and yeah, it looks like you need to go from the left side to the right side when doing these, as they are knurled pins. So they do go in a very specific direction. Just get ourselves a pair of pliers and pull those out. One. Did not want to come off my pliers then. And two. Okay, put those to one side. And pull the base plate off. There we go. Yeah, it looks like the same deal. It's a bit of a thinner O-ring, but that definitely does look like it's taken some beating. It might be the correct size. We'll do what we did last time. We'll do clean, grease, reinsert, see if it works. Sometimes that's all it needs. I generally try to avoid replacing the O-rings if I don't have to. Especially if you're on a budget. This is the cheap option, is to not replace it. Although with how cheap the O-rings are, honestly, you might as well replace it if you can, if it needs to be. But it might actually be the body pins that were the problem and not the O-ring. If that's the case, that's a different problem altogether. Okay. Should be able to just push these in by hand most of the way. Then we'll do the old encouragement back into its final resting place. Very light taps, I'm not trying to drive it home. A little bit more. Might need a bit more than I was given it. Wait, what did I say? I said it goes that way, didn't I? Don't do what I just did. Easy to forget. So we'll do that again, but in the correct direction. This is where I found out this has actually been taken apart before, and I was right, but there we go. Well, that is a bit tweaked. Should hopefully go in a bit easier now. Maybe not. That might be why. Let's try going, and this is a bit of an octopus arm moment, but I'm applying pressure so that I can maybe if I push in whilst it's like this. No, so you see it's not quite lining up on that side, look. Which may have been the problem. I mean, it looks like these have gone in both directions. Right, maybe. Oh, that is being very stubborn. Come back to that. Have a look at this one. Oh, look, more BBs to unload. So when I look at this one, I notice that these pins have not been taken out before, and I can see that there's indents on this side Don't know why that'll show up on camera there. Which indicate that that's the knurled side, which would mean the knurled side goes in to the drive they're driven in this way and not this way, which is the way that it was when I pulled them out. So I'm going to stick with what I was originally trying. Is that the right way? Am I seeing things? No, I can definitely see what it looks like. One's got a little nipple on it, and the other one's got a little indent. We'll go with my theory. Tell you what, back in a second. There we go. Oof, that scuffed it up a little bit. But, I stuck it in a vice. That was the only thing I could think of, and I've got it flush now. Watch now, it's gonna not actually still, it's gonna still leak. Yep. Still leaking. At least I know how to get them back in now. Okay. Let's try that again. So, again, still leaking. So we're going to swap out the O-ring. It's better, but it is still leaking. Did I just bash them? Oh, I did. I did the dumb. I did the especially dumb, as that's now not lining up because I pulled it through. Back in a minute. Let's not do that again, shall we? So it needs to go through this way. There we go. That's better. Oh, nailed pins, how I loathe thee. Oh, the O-ring is still inside there. How about that? So, Mr. O-ring, you are duffed. So go for another 2.5. 17 by 2.5. Which is probably going to make this much harder to actually get on. But we shall see, and we shall persevere, because I do not like admitting defeat. Okay. Temp number 4000. Which way did I say it goes again? Nailed side this side. Was that right? Yes, nailed side this side. Yep, back to the voice. Okay, they're back in. I actually didn't use the voice that time. It's really chewing that up though. Oh, that is actually not holding anything at all now. Ah, beautiful. Okay. This was supposed to be a quick video. Probably because that's come off, isn't it? So unlike the other mag, this doesn't have a retention bit. No, I'm not sure that's going to work. That's even harder to compress now. I might try something. Back in a moment. I think this mag might just be a bit buggered, you know. Oh. Oh. Gah. That was a nightmare. That's no longer leaking though. Oh, thank you. Okay, so you can, but it's a lot of effort to do these ones. What about this one? Where are you leaking from? Please be simpler. No such joy. Same deal. Okay. Let's do this. This one at least looks like it's in better condition overall. So it hasn't been attempted to be fixed before. Let's see if we can just push these out. Nope, nope. Nope. No. Okay. So that looks like it's been pushed in from that side. So let's try, give it the old college try. Do I see nothing? Yes, first try. One way to help avoid O-rings drying out, cracking and damaged yeah, same condition as the other one, we'll just straight up replace it. Now one way to avoid it is keep your mags filled, at least a little bit. Maybe some maintenance gas, that usually helps. Don't leave them empty. You leave them empty, they dry out, they start leaking, and then you have to take them apart and spend 40 minutes going through it. That's not fun. So don't do it. Just leave some gas in there. You'll thank me later. Don't leave BBs in it though. That's bad. Gas good, BB's bad. Okay, there we go. I'm not even going to try and do this by hand, I don't think. Right, we'll put them in. Make sure that actually stays on there this time. Thank you. No, we're gonna have to go straight back to the voice. Oh, it gets easier with practice. So normally I'd recommend people do learn how to do this themselves, but with these mags I'm going to say don't do it yourselves, because it's not easy at all. There we go. Another non-leaky mag. I'm gonna have to cut so much out of this. Absolutely loads. Oh boy. But there we go. 3 mags done. It did take me 45 minutes. Probably this video won't be 45 minutes, I imagine. I'll probably cut quite a lot out. But it did take me 45 minutes to do 3 mags. But that was mostly because of those pins. Those pins just did not want to line up, and because I was using an oversized O-ring in order to compensate for this to prevent future failures, yeah, it just took a bit longer. It was a bit more messy. But there are now 2 leak-free mags. I might have damaged that one a little bit. Yeah, 2 leak-free mags. And then for the other customer, another leak-free mag. There we go. Happy days. Hi guys, Luke here again. Just wanted to go through a couple of things quickly again. So, this is definitely secure enough. It does come off, but that is by design. If you look there, you'll see that there's a slope on that. That's so you can easily remove it. I didn't actually need to press it down to begin with. It should stay on during normal gameplay, at least. It should. Oh, if I can get it back on. Oh, I've just bugged it, of course I have. That is something that can happen if you push this in too far. Yep, okay. There we go, that's normal. Don't push it in too far. As you can see, everyone makes mistakes. There we go. So it should stay on during a normal day. But I don't think this is actually the original base plate that was on here, which is why it's not quite a perfect fit. But it does the job. Hey, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I did mar this in the vise. I have spoken to the customer since, and he says, that's fine, I don't really care, it just needs to be able to hold gas. So, happy days. I did offer a replacement, but he said no. But anyone, as I say, anyone can do this. I will say that if you've got one that's got retention pins, be prepared for a lot of headaches. Otherwise, if it's a normal one that has a much simpler retention, I was trying to find an example of another mag then. Leave these ones. Yeah, so these ones from Vorsk, which these ones have a screw as well. So it's much easier to get into them. Give them a go. If you're not comfortable doing that, find a tech or someone who is more than happy to go through the pains. Anyway, catch you on the next one.